With this new artwork that we just created from the previous step, we're now going to move on to page 144 on selecting paths, and there are two different selection tools we're going to use in this. The first selection tool is the regular selection tool. It's the black arrow tool, and it selects an entire thing. This is one continuous path with several segments in it, and I'm just going to bring my mouse in here and click on the path, and it selects the path. And so if I pick up and move the path to a new location, the entire path moves. I'm going to put that back just about where it was to start with. Now I'm going to click off of it so nothing is selected, and I'm going to go change to the direct selection tool. The direct selection tool is the white arrow tool, and it lets you select parts of a thing. So I'm going to go select this corner anchor point here, and I'm going to show you how you can pull it out of shape and move it to change your artwork. This makes it really easy to fix a problem that you have in Illustrator. If you've decided you wanted something to be straight and it isn't, you can take care of it after you draw it and make your changes at that time. So you can select an anchor point, a beginning one, an ending one, or one that's in the middle of a line segment. Or you can select a segment itself. In this case, I'm going to come down here and select this segment, and I'm going to move this segment. Now what really is happening here is not only is the segment selected, but it's really moving both of those anchor points at each end of that segment. So that's with the direct selection tool. Again, if I want nothing selected, I click off. Now in this case, we're going to make another change here, and we're going to select a piece of a segment. We're going to select that piece of a segment like that. And then with the direct selection tool, we're going to put it over the middle of this shape. And when we get it onto the middle of the shape, do you see a little black square grows out at the bottom of that? That's selecting that piece. Now we're going to go to the Edit menu, and we're going to go down to Cut. And when I cut that, it removes that segment that was selected, and now we have two different pieces of art that are not connected in any way. I'm going to click off of that, and you can see how they're separate. I could move this one independent of the other ones. It's not connected in any fashion. Then I'll go back to the pen tool, go get my pen tool again, and I'm going to reconnect those. And how I'm going to reconnect those? Notice right now my mouse has an asterisk or a star on it to indicate new artwork, but if I go over to an existing anchor point from a previous artwork, it changes to a slash. And when I have a single slash like this, it means I'm going to connect onto this piece and grow my art from there. So I'm going to click here to connect onto that, and it's allowing me to see a stretch of what's going to happen next. And look at what happens when I get onto the beginning of the next segment. A square with a kind of a horizontal line through it comes out to indicate that I'm connecting those two pieces when I click. And so now if I go get my direct selection tool, I can see that my art is reconnected here. If I go get my regular selection tool, it's all one piece again.